There's a moment, right before your world splits in two. You don't see it coming. You're just sitting in a chair, in a room that smells like bad coffee, and then someone reads your name out loud in front of everyone you love, and everything you thought was true about your life quietly dies. Before this story goes any further, take 1 second to subscribe, because what this woman discovered under a broken cabin in the Alaskan wilderness will change the way you think about worth, family, and what it truly means to inherit something. My name is Brin. I was 34 years old the winter my parents disappeared into the wilderness and left their entire lives to the lawyers. I wasn't rich. I wasn't famous. I ran a small land survey business out of a one-room office in a town most maps don't bother naming. My fiancé Marcus was beside me. My brother Dale had flown in from Miami wearing a coat too thin for Alaska, like a man who'd already decided he wasn't going to be cold very long. We sat across a long conference table from an attorney named Hannah Brower. And Hannah began to read. Dale received the Miami property. 4 bedrooms. Ocean views. Appraised at $2.2 million. His wife Vivian's shoulders dropped 2 inches. The way shoulders do when they've been carrying dread for months and it finally lets go. Then Hannah slid a thin folder across the table toward me. A cabin, in a remote drainage north of Caribou Bend. That was all. 150 miles from the nearest town. No road access. No phone signal. No plumbing. Just a small wooden structure leaning against the dark edge of the Alaskan wilderness. Dale laughed. Not cruelty exactly. Relief. Dad gave me my empire, Brin, he said, leaning back like a man who'd won. He gave you a shack. That tells you everything. Marcus squeezed my hand. But when I looked over at him, he wasn't looking at me. He was staring at the thin folder. And I watched something shift behind his eyes. By the end of that same week, the man I was supposed to marry had shown me who he really was. We were in his kitchen in Fairbanks. The heat was ticking in the vents. And he began unloading things he'd apparently been holding for years. He told me about the development deal he had on the river. Permits stuck. Banks calling. He'd been quietly counting on what I'd inherit, to save him. He'd been counting on me the whole time. Just not the way I thought. How do they leave you nothing? He kept saying. His voice getting sharper each time. Then he stopped. He looked at me across the kitchen like I was something he was returning. And he said it. A frozen shack is exactly what you deserve, Brin. You're a pathetic loser. I didn't cry. I want you to understand that. I didn't cry. I took the ring off my finger. I set it on his counter. The small click it made was